Hello class. To continue with our discussion, we're going to discuss inventory accounting systems. There are two inventory accounting systems. Number one is a perpetual inventory system, and the other one is a periodic inventory system. So we have perpetual and periodic. Okay. When you say perpetual inventory system, this is the system of inventory which requires an entity to maintain a perpetual or continuous record of movements of the inventory. By the word itself, perpetual, continuous ang pagre-record ng inventory. Continuous ang pag-monitor ng increase or decrease ng inventory. And how is this happening? There is the use of the account merchandise inventory. So in order for the company to continually monitor the increase or decrease of the inventory brought by the purchase or the sale of the inventory, there is a need to use the merchandise inventory account, and this is an asset account. So at the end of the period, there is no need to perform an inventory count. Kasi sa mga company class, para malaman if they are using periodic inventory system, in order for them to know how much is the ending inventory or what is the amount of the ending inventory, they are performing inventory count. Ano ba inventory count na yan? Yun yung pag nagbibilang ng inventory at the end of the period. Wala siyang ibang ibig sabihin, kundi yung pagbibilang talaga. So, kung merong inventory sa warehouse, ang gagawin, sa araw ng inventory count, pupunta sa warehouse, bibilangin lahat ng items. Kung ilan ang items na tira, multiplied by the cost of the item. And then they will now determine the ending inventory of the company. Pero pag ginagamit ang perpetual inventory system, there is no need for inventory count for purposes of determining the ending inventory. Why? Because since they are using the merchandise inventory account, all the decrease and increase in the inventory is fully accounted for. Kaya pag nag-purchase, debit merchandise inventory. Pag nag-sale naman, credit merchandise inventory. Kaya every time na may transaction na dadagdagan o nababawasan yung inventory, updated yung inventory amount. That's why it says here, at the end of the period, an inventory count is no longer necessary for purposes only of determining the ending inventory, the balance of the ending inventory. And of course, yung inventory count kasi na hindi lang naman yan para malaman mo kung ilan yung yung balance sa yung balance sa inventory at the end of the period. Meron ding other purpose yan. Control purposes. Para malaman natin kung effective ba yung pagbabantay, pagsi-safe keep na inventory, kung tally ba yung nandun sa books at saka yung talagang actual na nasa warehouse. So, kung perpetual inventory system, hindi na kailangan ng inventory count para lang mabilang ang natirang inventory. Pero kailangan pa rin siya for purposes of control, for purposes only of determining whether the safeguarding of assets is effective, or whether the amount per books and the actual amount stored in the warehouse are tallying, and for other purposes. Pero kung ang pinag-uusapan lang para malaman kung ilan yung natira, hindi na kailangan pag perpetual inventory system, because again, the movements of the inventory is continually recorded. The movement of the inventory is continually recorded. The merchandise inventory account at the end of the period is updated as to the ending balance of the inventory. That is the perpetual inventory system. So, kung isang account lang pala ang ginagamit, that is merchandise inventory account, there is no need to use purchases and purchase discounts, purchase allowances. No need to use those accounts pag perpetual system. Basta movement ng inventory ang pinag-uusapan, isang account lang ang gamit. Merchandise inventory account. Pero pag sinabi mo naman periodic system, ano ba ibig sabihin periodic? Kung kanina perpetual, continuous, walang tigil ang pag-determine or pag-update ng inventory. Pag periodic, the inventory or the amount of the inventory is only determined at the end of the period. The updated amount of inventory is only determined at the end of the period. Periodic ang pagdedetermine ng ending balance ni inventory. Hindi natin siya na-update every time that there is a transaction. At the end only of the period, nalalaman by adjusting entries, which is using cost of goods sold method or direct method. So ito, at the end of the period, the inventory count is necessary to determine the ending balance of merchandise inventory. Kaya, sa periodic system, malalaman lang natin kung magkano yung amount ng inventory at the end of the period pag nagbilang tayo sa warehouse, pag nag-perform tayo ng inventory count. Unlike pag perpetual inventory system, the amount of the inventory is being updated every time that there is a transaction. Pero pag periodic system, since we are not using the merchandise inventory account, it is only at the end of the period through inventory count that we determine the ending balance of merchandise inventory. The same is true with cost of goods sold. It is only at the end of the period that we know the actual amount of the cost of goods sold. So, periodic system. Pag narinig nyo yung periodic, at the end of the period, yun yung naisip nyo. Ano yung at the end of the period? Doon mo lang malalaman sa end ng period kung ilan yung ending inventory at kung ilan yung cost of goods sold. Whereas, pag perpetual inventory system, every time that there is a transaction, the inventory is being updated, the cost of goods sold is being updated, and there is a use of the account, merchandise inventory account. So, sa periodic system, anong sabi dito? Movements in the inventory such as purchases, sales, returns, etc. are not recorded directly in the inventory account. What are the accounts used? The nominal accounts such as purchases, freight in, purchase returns, purchase discounts, and purchase allowance are used. So, again, what are these accounts? These are nominal accounts. When you say nominal accounts, these are only found in the income statement or statement of comprehensive income. Ano tong mga ito? Yung purchases class, that is considered as expense. Expense account yan. The same is true with freight in. Yung freight in, yan yung mga transportation fees. The fees incurred in order to transport the goods purchased or sold. Purchase returns naman, yan yung mga binabalik na goods after purchasing, because it's either that the goods received were not the exact goods ordered, or that the goods received were damaged or not in the same condition as it should have been at the time of receipt. Purchase discounts, ano ba yung mga purchase discounts na ito? Plus, yung purchase discounts na tinutukoy dito, yan lang yung mga cash discounts. Dalawa kasi ang discounts na banggit natin nung last time, di ba? We have cash discounts, we have trade discounts. The trade discounts are not recorded. Always remember that. Trade discounts are not recorded. They're automatically reduced in the invoice price or in the list price. I mean, they are automatically reduced in the list price, so that the invoice price will only show the net amount or the discounted amount pag trade discount. Pero pag cash discount, that is considered as the early payment discount. Cash discount, pag narinig niyo yung cash discount, baka malito kayo. Ano yung cash discount? Pag narinig niyo yung cash discount, yan yung discount pag magbabayad ka. Cash Cash discount. Pag nagbayad ka, earlier than the due date, there is a so-called discount. Yun yung nire-record sa purchase discount. Now, let's take a look at the entries. For perpetual system, here are the journal entries. For recording inventory transactions, for purchase of merchandise particularly, the entry would be debit merchandise inventory and credit cash or accounts payable. Again, pag perpetual inventory system, if there is a movement in the inventory, whether increase or decrease, there is only one account used, and that is the merchandise inventory account. So, pag nag-purchase ng inventory, anong mangyayari? Mag-i-increase si merchandise inventory. Diba? Pag nag-purchase tayo. Kaya debit merchandise inventory because this is an asset. And credit, cash or accounts payable. If we paid in cash, then the credit would be cash. If we purchased on account, then the credit would be to accounts payable. How about if there is a return of merchandise purchased? Ano ba yung mga reasons for return? Such as if the item received was not exactly the same as the item ordered. So, we have to return, di ba? Sabi, bibili ako ng ganito. Pagdating, iba naman yung dumating. Kaya, ibabalik natin. Tayo yung bumili. Or, yun nga yung dumating na item, but the item is damaged or not functioning properly or not functioning as expected. So, it depends with the terms and conditions of the sale or purchase. As long as it is in the agreement that it can be returned, then we can return. So, yun yung mga reasons for return. But it's not really limited to that. There are more reasons for returning. And the entry would be, pag nag-return ka ng merchandise, di ba nung una natanggap mo, nag-increase yung inventory. Pag binalik mo yan sa seller mo, babawas yan sa inventory mo. Kaya anong entry? Credit ka na ngayon sa merchandise inventory. And of course, if you have returned the inventory, then your accounts payable will be decreased also. Hindi mo nababayaran yan kasi binalik mo na. Kaya debit, accounts payable. Or if you have paid in cash, then the debit would be cash. There would be a refund of cash. Okay? How about for sale? So, ito klase yung mga nakalagay dito. That is only the general entries. Later on, or in this discussion, we will be introducing more complicated entries with respect to the purchase discount, purchase allowances, the cash discounts, the effects of shipping terms, and etc. Okay, so let's go back. Sale of merchandise. Pag tayo naman si seller, anong mangyayari? Bumili tayo ng merchandise to be sold. So, nag-purchase tayo. Nag-return tayo ng purchase. Ngayon, ibebenta na natin sa customers natin. So, what would be the entry? Pag nagkaroon tayo ng sale, dalawa ang entry class sa pag-perpetual inventory system. First, the entry for the sale. And second, the entry for the cost of sales. Okay? For the sale muna. Yung usual natin na entry pag sale. Debit, pag nakabenta ka, makakatanggap ka ng cash o di kaya accounts receivable, di ba? So, debit. Kung may cash, debit cash. Pag hindi nagbayad ng cash, accounts receivable. Credit mo, sales. So, debit cash or accounts receivable, credit, sales. How about the effect in the inventory? Yun yung second entry. Okay? The second entry would be debit, cost of sales. Credit, merchandise inventory. So, second entry, anong pinaka-sure mo dyan? Merchandise inventory. Kasi magbebenta ka, palabas yung inventory mo. I-deliver mo sa customer mo. So, tatanggalin mo siya sa inventory mo. Kaya, credit, merchandise inventory. Ano naman yung cost of sale? Ano yung debit na cost of sale? Class, yung cost of sales na yan, that is an expense account. For every sale, for every delivery of merchandise inventory, there is a corresponding cost. Yan yung cost ng binenta mong inventory. Yan yung ibabawas natin sa sales in order for us to get the gross profit. Diba? Hindi naman pwedeng yung sales mo, lahat ng yun ay income mo. Hindi. Magre-recognize ka ng corresponding expense for that. Diba? At otherwise, overstated ang income mo. Kasi nagbenta ka ng sales, hindi mo naman na-recognize kung ano yung halaga or cost ng ibinenta mo. Kaya ngayon, magre-record tayo ng debit cost of sales because this is the expense corresponding to your sales. And of course, the credit side would be the reduction to the merchandise inventory. So for perpetual inventory system, there are two entries for the sale of merchandise inventory. First, the normal entry for sale, debit cash or accounts receivable, credit sale, and the second one is the effect for the cost of sales or merchandise inventory. Okay, the second entry is the effect on the merchandise inventory and the recognition of a corresponding cost of sales. Next, how about return of merchandise sold? Syempre, pagka may return of merchandise purchased, minsan si customer natin, binabalik sa atin yung goods na binili nila. Why? Because there might be misdelivery of goods, iba yung item na deliver, or iba naman, or damaged yung na-deliver natin, or hindi nag-function properly. Okay? So, what is the account, usual account being used? Sales, returns, and allowances. So, dalawa din yung entry. Dalawa. First, the effect in the sales. So, debit sales, return, and allowances. Credit accounts receivable. Ano yung sales, return, and allowances? This is class a contra sales account. Pag napansin nyo, dapat i-reverse lang, di ba? Nag-return ka ng merchandise, dapat i-reverse mo lang yung entry. Pero bakit may sales, return, and allowances? Should be sales. That's what you're thinking, di ba? But, we are using sales, return, and allowances. Bakit? In order for us to monitor how much of the sales are being returned. So that there is a proper monitoring. Kasi pagka dinebit mo lang yan sa sales, tama naman, para wala naman yung effect, di ba? Itong sales returns and allowance kasi, this is a contra sales account. This will decrease the sales. Kung debit sales, ganun din. Magde-decrease din yung sales. Same sila ng effect at the end. But, this is only for purposes of monitoring the sales. How much of the sales went to, how much of the sales pertain to returns or ilan bang mga sales mo dati na binalik ng customer para in the future there would be improvement in the sales operations or in the operation of the business. So yun ang pinaka-purpose ng sales returns and allowances for proper monitoring of the sales returns. So debit sales returns and allowances, credit accounts receivable. Okay? Ni-reverse mo lang yung entry. And then, another one, of course, the reversal of the inventory or the return of the inventory to the the assets. So, from credit inventory kanina, binalik sa atin, kaya nag-debit tayo ng merchandise inventory. And then, credit cost of sales. Bakit? Para matanggal yung cost of sales. Hindi mo nabenta yun kasi binalik na nga sa atin. Okay? So, debit, merchandise inventory, credit cost of sales. Pag may mga returns class, reversal lang siya usually ng previous entry. Kagaya dito. Except, syempre, doon sa mga contra sales account. Siya contra purchase account. Pero dito, okay, so dito, sa sales returns and allowances, credit accounts receivable. Pag pinansin nyo ito sa purchases, binaliktad lang yan, reverse na lang yung entry. Debit, accounts payable, credit merchandise, inventory. Remember class, this is only for perpetual inventory system. Mamaya side by side, i-compare natin sila. Kasi, pag sa periodic inventory system, hindi na may reversal ng entry dito. Gagamit na tayo ng purchase returns and allowances. And mamaya natin explain kung bakit. Okay? Pero for sales, yon, gagamitin natin yung sales returns and allowances. Pero pag sa returns, sa purchases, pag perpetual inventory system, pag nag-return ng merchandise purchase, hindi tayo magde-debit, hindi tayo magke-credit ng purchase returns and allowances. Credit tayo sa merchandise inventory. Okay? Because again, pag perpetual inventory system, any movement in the merchandise inventory should be debited or credited only to the account merchandise inventory. Okay, now let's go here sa periodic inventory system. Pag periodic inventory system, class, remember, there is the use of the accounts purchases, purchase returns and allowances, freight in, and purchase discounts. Okay? Hindi na tayo gagamit ng merchandise inventory na account. Because, pag periodic inventory system, we only determine the value of the ending inventory at the end of the period by computing for the cost of goods sold and by counting the inventory in our warehouse or in the premises of the company. Okay, now, what is the entry for purchase of merchandise? Debit, purchases, credit, cash, or accounts payable. So, purchases, kasi, ano nga itong purchases na ito? This is an expense account. Okay? This is an expense account, and kanina, dun sa merchandise inventory, instead na debit merchandise inventory, yung merchandise inventory na yun, that is an asset account. Dito sa periodic inventory system, this purchases account is an expense account. So, debit purchases, credit, cash, or accounts payable. And then, pag nag-return ng merchandise purchased, ano yung entry? Debit, cash, or accounts payable, credit, purchase returns, and allowances. Bakit hindi purchases ang ginamit? Kasi, kagaya nung sa sales returns and allowances, meron tayong tinatawag na monitoring. Mas maganda na gamitin natin contra purchase account na purchase returns and allowances in order for us to determine and monitor how many of the purchases by our customers, how many of our purchases were being returned to our suppliers. Para alam natin sa susunod kung saan dapat mag-i-improve si supplier o ano yung mga dapat hindi na natin bilhin sa kanila kasi lagi naman nating naibabalik. Okay. How about the sale of merchandise? Pag nagbenta, normal lang na entry, ganun din. Same lang sa perpetual inventory system. Debit, cash, or accounts receivable, credit, sales. So, may cash or accounts receivable tayo kasi nakapagbenta tayo, and credit, sales. This is a revenue account. How about if there is a return of merchandise sold? What will be the entry? Debit, sales return, and allowances, credit, accounts receivable. This sales returns and allowances is again a contra sales account. Ito namang purchase returns and allowances, what is this? Contra purchase account. Okay? So, itong closing entries to close the beginning inventory, mamaya na lang natin ito i-discuss. Pero sige, banggitin na rin natin. To close the beginning inventory, you just have to credit inventory and debit income summary. And to set up the inventory, to set up the ending inventory, debit inventory, credit income summary. Well, actually, this entry pertains to the closing entry after ma-close yung mga purchases accounts. Yung mga, kasi diba, ito nominal account and purchases. Nominal account din tong purchase returns and allowances. And nominal account din tong mga sales returns and allowances and everything. So, after na ma-close yung mga nominal accounts pertaining to purchases and sales, tsaka pa lang din magko-close yung inventory accounts. O, sige. Medyo hindi pa masyadong malinaw, pero mamaya, i-discuss na lang natin ng mas maganda. Okay? Kasi dapat ngayon, yung mga basic lang muna na entries. So, for simplicity daw of this discussion, periodic inventory system will be used in the succeeding discussion. But, I want to discuss both para makita nyo din at para ma-aral din natin lahat yung parehong system, yung perpetual inventory system at saka yung periodic inventory system. Now, before continuing to the discussion of different systems, first, I would like to discuss the cost of inventories. Remember, class, the cost of inventories comprise all costs. So it comprises all costs of purchase, cost of conversion, and other costs incurred in bringing the goods into the present location and condition. Ayan. So, kung magkano mo binili, magkano mo kinonvert, para yan sa mga manufacturing, yung pagko-convert sa kanila is through processing it, and then using some labor on it or indirect labor to it, and then converting the raw material into finished goods. Yan yung cost of conversion. Yun yung indirect labor and factory overhead na later madidiscuss natin. Yung factory overhead, yan yung mga costs incurred sa pag-produce ng item, such as yung mga costs sa machinery, yung mga utilities pertaining particularly to the production of the goods, and other overhead incurred. So, sa manufacturing na lang natin i-discuss. Kasi kahit na magsabi ako ngayon iniingatan ko kasi magsabi ng mga terms kasi baka mamaya ma-confuse lang kayo or ma-divert yung attention ninyo. Okay? Basta yung cost of conversion, that is the combination of indirect labor and factory overhead that is used in order to convert the raw materials. Okay? Costs of conversion. Anyway, for merchandising purposes, the cost of the inventories comprise the cost of purchase, yung kung magkano yung halaga ng inventory, and the cost in bringing the inventories to their present location and condition. Kagaya ng yung mga costs na na-incur para makarating yung goods na yun doon sa premises or kung saan man natin dapat siya i-store. Ano yung mga example ng costs na yun? The shipping costs. When you say shipping costs, it's not only limited to the cargo. Kasi inisip nyo ship or shipping. Yun bang pagpapadala ng cost? Yung cost ng pagpapadala, yung transportation cost. Ano pa? Yung insurance while in transit. Pag sinabi mong in transit, while the goods are on the way to the recipient or to us. Ano pa? Freight. Yun yung transportation cost. Freight, kasama yan sa cost ng inventory. Ano pa? Yung mga import duties. If the goods are imported from a foreign territory to the Philippines, then before the goods will be allowed to be removed from the Bureau of Customs or from the customs territory, then we have to pay for the import duties and the import taxes such as VAT, yung VAT on importation. Yan. Sinisip ko po kung import VAT, yun, import VAT, tsaka import duties. Yun yung mga kailangang bayaran bago matanggal yung goods doon sa Bureau of Customs. Kailangang bayaran kay Collector of Customs. So, yung mga yun, costs incurred in order to bring the goods in the present location and condition. And other handling costs. Ano pa? Yung mga storage costs while it is under the custody of the customs. May mga ganun. Or prior to pick up. Yan. Basta lahat ng cost in bringing the inventories to the present location and condition, kasama yan sa cost ni inventory. Ano yung mga hindi kasama sa cost inventory? Yung value added tax, yung VAT, yung input VAT and output VAT. Bakit? Kasi pinapataw mo lang yung input VAT because that is the mandate of the government. That is a tax on the business. So, hindi naman talaga kailangan yan para makarating sa'yo yung goods. Kasi yan ay those are only taxes which are mandated to be paid by virtue of the operation of the business. So those are business taxes. Kaya hindi naman siya cost talaga ni inventory. Kahit wala yung VAT na yan, ay makakarating sa iyo sa present location mo yung inventories. Kaya hindi sila kasama sa cost ni inventory. Unlike dun sa VAT on importation na sinasabi ko kanina, iba si input VAT tsaka output VAT ha. Kaysa dun sa VAT on importation, the value added tax on importation. Kasi pag hindi mo binayar yung value added tax on importation, hindi makakalabas yan sa Bureau of Customs. Kaya kailangan mong bayaran yon bago makarating sa iyo yung goods. That's why it is considered as part of the cost of inventories because it will not arrive in your location if you will not pay the VAT on importation. Okay, so ano yung example? Cost of purchase includes purchase price, import duties, and other taxes other than those which are recoverable by the entity from the taxing authorities. So another reason bakit yung value added tax, yung input VAT, ay kung bakit hindi siya kasama sa cost of inventory, kasi nare-recover mo yung input VAT. Ang kapartner ni input VAT ay output VAT. Yung input VAT, yan yung VAT na pinapataw ni seller sa atin pag pinurchase natin yung item. Although pinataw siya doon inimpose siya doon sa cost ng goods natin, ay hindi natin siya sinasama sa cost of inventories. Bakit? Kasi upon selling that inventory, we will be transferring the input VAT to our customer. Ano na ipapataw natin doon sa goods na VAT? Output VAT naman yun. So, sa susunod, pag nagkaroon kayo ng tax na subject, yung output VAT ay ililess mo dun sa input VAT na meron ka. Kaya nagka-cancel out din sila. Kaya pag nag-cancel out sila, wala na rin babayaran talaga in the taxing authorities. General rule yon. Pag nag-equal si output VAT at si input VAT, wala na tayong babayaran sa tax authorities. Kaya hindi na natin siya sinasama sa cost of inventory because the VAT that we receive or we pay to our seller is recoverable when we impose the same VAT to our buyer. Okay? Kaya, all other taxes kasama. As long as kailangan bayaran yun, yung taxes na yun, bago makarating sa atin yung goods, such as yung import duties, yung VAT on importation, yan, kasama sa cost of inventory. Pero pag ang sinasabi lang input VAT, hindi yun kasama. Okay? Hindi kasama yun sa cost of inventory because, again, we recover that VAT upon selling the inventory to our customers by imposing output VAT. So, the output VAT cancels out the input VAT. So, we are recovering the VAT actually. That is why it's considered as part of cost of inventories. Okay. How about trade discounts, rebates, and other similar items which are deducted in determining cost? Yan. Hindi sila kasama trade discounts, rebates, and other items deducted. Bakit? Kasi sa invoice class, hindi na pinapakita yung mga discount. Naka-net yung trade discount lang ha, 'di ba? Meron tayong tinatawag na trade discount, meron din tayong tinatawag na cash discount. Yung trade discount class, ito yung mga outrightly deducted discounts from the list price, from the price of the inventory, tatanggalin na siya agad-agad. Yan yung, para hindi kayo malito, yung trade discounts, tandaan yung T, tawad, parang yung tawad. Kunwari, parang yung sale, yung nasa sa mall, yun yung mga sale amount, di ba? Sale 30%. Pag binayaran mo yan doon sa cashier, ang lalabas sa resibo mo, yung 70% na lang. di ba? Hindi na nakalagay yung 30%. Trade discounts. Kaya hindi na yan kasama sa cost ng inventory mo. Naka-net na agad yan. Deducted na yan in determining the cost. Pero pag sinabi mo cash discount, ang cash discount is an early payment discount. Applicable lang yun, class, kapag hindi ka nagbayad, kapag inutang mo yung goods. Di ba, bibili kang goods, hindi mo binayaran ng cash. Sabihin mo, seller, maganda naman yung customer and yung customer relationship natin, 'di ba? Pwede bang next month ko na lang bayaran? I-roll ko muna yung pera, hintayin ko muna nang mabenta yung mga goods na bibilhin ko. Pag nakabenta ako, tsaka kita babayaran. Sabi ni seller, oh sige, sige, sige. Pero pag nagbayad ka, bago mag-end yung month, bibigyan kitang discount. Cash discount ang tawag doon. Bakit cash discount? That is an early payment discount. If you pay earlier than the due date, there is a corresponding discount. Okay? Kaya cash discount ang tawag kasi when you pay, there is a discount. When you pay earlier, there is a discount. Kaya cash discount. Upon paying cash at a designated date, there is a discount given. Yung cash discount na yon, hindi outrightly dinededuct yun sa cost ni inventory. Kasama siya sa cost ni inventory. Pero pag trade discounts, tanggal na yan sa cost. O example, ano sinasabi ni ma'am na tanggal at saka yung kasama? Example, the amount of the good is 100 pesos. Sabi, discount, 30% trade discount. So, magkano ang cost ng inventory mo? Magkano yung amount? 100 pesos. Discount is 30%. How much is the cost of the inventory? 70 pesos. Trade discount. Paano kapag sinabi? 100 pesos is the cost of the inventory. Okay. 100 pesos daw yung cost ng inventory. And then, sabi ko, hindi ko muna babayaran, boss. Next month na lang pagka nabenta ko. O sige, bigyan kitang cash discount. If you pay within 15 days from now, I will give you 10% discount. But if you pay within 30 days, okay lang. Hanggang 30 days, pwede ka magbayad. Pero wala nang discount. Now, I paid within 15 days. So, I have 10% discount, diba? Magkano yung cost of inventory ko at the time of purchase? 100 ba or 90? At the time of purchase, the cost of inventory is 100. Okay? Bakit? Kasi, di ba, hindi binabawas ang cash discount at the time of purchase. Kasi, cost mo pa rin yun. Ba? Saan mo lang binabawas yung cash discount na yun? Binabawas mo lang yun sa accounts payable mo in the future. Mababawasan yung kailangan mong bayaran kay seller. Okay? Basta cash discount, it's not deducted in the cost of the inventory. Pero pag trade discounts, it is deducted in determining the cost of inventory. Basta pag trade, tawad yan or yung sale. Pag cash discount, yan yung early payment discount. That is the discount given when you pay earlier than the due date. Okay. So, ito yung example. Purchase price is the amount paid. Hindi pala. Ano daw yung purchase price? Purchase price is the amount paid to acquire the inventory. Kung magkano yung binayad mo, yan yung purchase price. Any cost incurred in relation to the purchase, such as freight or transportation, import duties, in case of inventories are acquired from foreign countries, non-recoverable purchase taxes are capitalized as cost of inventory. So again, pag merchandise inventory, ang cost ng inventory mo ay yung purchase price plus all the costs which are directly incurred in order to bring the goods in the current location or condition, such as the freight or transportation costs, the import duties or the duties in order to remove the goods from the Bureau of Customs, and non-recoverable purchase taxes, and all other costs in order to bring the goods in the current location. Kagaya pa ng mga insurance, yan, kasama yan. And other handling costs. So, example here. To illustrate, assume that Melissa Company incurred the following costs in relation to its inventory. So, meron tayong purchase price, 500,000 pesos. Import duties, 10% of purchase price. Freight, 13,500. So, hindi freight yan ha. Yung freight, takot yun. Freight, that is the shipping cost, or transportation cost. Yung freight, ilan daw? 13,500. Insurance while in transit. Okay, insurance. Kasama yan, ha? 15,000 pesos. Other handling costs, 10,000 pesos. Value added tax, ito yung input VAT. Pag walang sinabi na import VAT ito, input VAT ito. Okay? VAT, 12% of purchase price. Salaries of warehouse men, 140,000 pesos. Salaries of salesmen, 182,000 pesos. Okay. Now, let's determine the cost of inventory. Isa-isa natin. Purchase price, cost of inventory ba yan? Yes. Bakit? Yan yung binayad mo eh. Hindi kasama yan sa cost. Diba? Yan yung halaga ng inventory. Next, import duties. Import duties. Bago mo malabas yan sa Bureau of Customs, bago yan makarating sa office mo, galing sa abroad, magbabayad ka ng import duties. Yung mga duties for importation. Magkano yung 10%? 50,000 pesos. Anong tawag dyan? Kasama yan sa cost of inventory. Okay? Those are costs incurred in order to bring the goods in the current location. How about the freight? Of course, kasama yan. Shipment That is the transportation cost. Hindi makakarating yan sa atin kung hindi natin ipapadala. So, the cost incurred for it would be considered as cost of inventory. How about the insurance while in transit? Kasama yon. Kasama yung insurance while in transit. Kasi, yan yung security. Yan yung coverage, yung security over the goods. Okay, may tuko dito. Huwag nyo na lang pansinin yung tuko. Okay, how about the other handling costs? Kasama yan. 10,000 pesos. Handling cost, pag sinabing handling cost, yan yung cost in handling the goods. Yung mga nagbubuhat siguro, yung mga broker's fee, para makarating yung goods sa atin, kasama yan. How about value-added tax? Yung value-added tax na yan, yung input VAT. Yan yung pinapataw sa mga pag seller ka kasi, pag seller ka ng goods, kailangan mo magbayad ng VAT. Ang tawag doon ay output VAT. Yung output VAT na yan, ni seller, meron siyang right, it can be transferred to the buyer. Yung 12% na VAT na yan, sabi niya, sige, sabi ni BIR, magbayad ako ng 12% VAT, ako si seller. Pero pwede ko ilipat yung burden na yun. The burden of paying the output VAT or the VAT can be shifted to the buyer. Instead na si seller ang magbabayad nun, idadagdag niya yan sa babayaran ni buyer. Kaya pag nilipat yan sa atin, anong tawag doon? Input VAT na yan. Input, pagpapasok, pag nag-purchase ka, input. Pag nagbenta ka, output. Kaya sa atin, that is the input VAT. And hindi yan kasama sa cost ng inventory. Again, bakit? Kasi pag binenta naman natin yung product na yun, meron naman tayong output VAT. Tayo naman ang maglilipat ng VAT na nabayaran natin kanina doon sa bago nating customer. Kaya since it is recoverable, then it is not part of cost of inventory. Because it's no longer cost for us because we can recover it. How about salaries of warehousemen? Salaries of warehousemen. Kailan ka ba nagkakaroon ng warehousemen? Kapag nasa iyo ng goods, gusto mo i-store sa warehouse mo. Meron ka ngayon papasweldo sa mga warehousemen mo. Kasama ba sa cost of inventory? Hindi na. Bakit hindi na po kasama? Nakarating na sa iyo diba? Ano lang ba yung makasama sa cost of inventory? Those goods which are incurred in order to bring the goods in the current location or condition. After that the goods have already arrived in the proper location and in good condition, then all other costs incurred thereafter is no longer part of, all other costs incurred are no longer part of the cost of inventory. Okay? Pati yung salaries of salesmen, salaries of salesmen. Kasi sweldo na yan mga nagbebenta. Pabenta na pala at that stage na pala selling stage na pala ba't kasama pa sa cost of inventory? Selling cost mo na yan or selling expense mo na yan. Hindi na yan cost ng inventory. So, tingnan na natin ano ulit yung cost of inventory. The purchase price, check. Import duties, check. Freight, check. Insurance while in transit, check. Other handling costs, check. The total cost of inventory is 588,500. Okay. Ito pala yung explanation The value-added tax is not included since it is a recoverable tax. The salaries of and warehousemen, the salaries of warehousemen and salesmen are also not included since they are not directly attributable cost of inventory. Yes, correct. Hindi naman kasi sila directly attributable in bringing the goods to the proper location or desired location. Nakarating na nung nagkaroon ka ng warehouseman at nagkaroon ka ng salesman. Okay? So, ano lang ulit ang kasama sa goods? Paulit-ulit tayo para hindi nyo malimutan. The cost of purchase plus the cost of the other costs incurred in order to bring the goods in the proper location and condition. What are the examples? Again, para hindi nyo malimutan, the freight, the shipping costs. Pag ikaw ang nagbayad, as buyer, pag sa'yo yung obligation to pay, the freight or the shipment, then cost mo yan. How about the import duties? Lagi mong kasama yan. Hindi mo yan mailalabas sa Bureau of Customs pag di mo binayaran yan. How about the insurance warranty? Kasama yan. Kasi yan yung security mo over the goods. No, kaya mo nga pina-insure yung goods para pag nawala yun, meron kang marireceive na indemnity. So, kasama yan. Kasi hindi naman yan makakarating sa'yo. In-incur mo itong insurance na ito for the purpose of transporting the goods. So, directly attributable siya in bringing the goods in the current location. Other handling cost, of course, when you say other handling cost, this is the cost of handling the goods while in transit. And when you say in transit, ipagpapunta sa atin yung goods. Okay? VAT, input VAT, hindi yan kasama. Pag import, VAT, ito gantong import, VAT, kasama yun. Import VAT and duties, kasama. Pero pag VAT lang, input VAT, I-N-P-U-T, input VAT, hindi kasama yun. Then, salaries of warehousemen, salaries of salesmen, hindi kasama yan. Okay, so that is for the cost of inventories, and also we have discussed the periodic inventory system and perpetual inventory system. Ngayon, isa-isahin natin yung transactions. Okay? Isa-isahin natin. Sige. Saglit lang, class, ha? Okay, so we will compare side by side the difference between perpetual inventory system and periodic inventory system. So, ito. Gawa tayo ng examples. So, dahan-dahan lang yung turo ko, class, no? Kasi medyo, this is your review. This will serve as your review. And, I assume na medyo, although this is like a review, i-assume na from scratch tayo. Okay. So, dito na lang pala. So, let's say, for example, number 1 transaction. Okay, para isa-isa. Okay? Before that pala, discuss muna natin yung sige, hindi na pala. So, diretso na tayo sa transactions. So, again, ang difference ni perpetual tsaka ni periodic inventory system. Kapag perpetual inventory system, there is no need for an inventory count at the end of the period. Why? Because the merchandise inventory account has already been updated. Every time that there's a transaction, the amount of merchandise inventory is updated as to the actual amount of inventory. Pero pag periodic inventory accounting system, pag periodic yung system na gamit, hindi natin alam kung magkano talaga yung ending balance inventory every time that there's a transaction. That's why at the end of the period, there's a need for inventory count. Okay, now, let's namakay masyado. Bakit kaya? So, let's say for example, purchase merchandise worth 85,000 pesos. Wala mo ng terms. Okay? Later na yung terms. So, what will be the entry? Pag perpetual system. Unahin natin perpetual kasi mas madali yun eh. Ba? Pag perpetual, inventory system, debit, what is your debit? Merchandise, inventory. Diba? Bumili tayo. Merchandise inventory. Credit. Sabihin natin, on account. So, hindi natin binayaran. Diba? Pag sinabing on account class, ang tawag mo dyan? Yan ay mga binili na utang. Okay? Utang muna. Tsaka daw natin babayaran pag kung ano yung agreement. Diba? Kung ano napag-usapan. Okay. So, entry is debit, merchandise inventory, and credit accounts payable. Okay? Credit accounts payable. Magkano ito? 85,000 pesos. 85,000 pesos. Ayan. So, class, dun sa isang book kasi na pinost ko, di ba meron tayo dun, input tax. Kasi sabi ng mga prof, we have decided that we will not discuss input tax here in basic accounting. Okay? The input tax will be discussed on your higher accounting subjects. Kaya, wag na natin pansinin si input VAT every time that we will prepare an entry. Okay? For purposes of this discussion, only basic accounting. Wag mo natin discuss, or wag mo natin isama sa entry C, input VAT. Okay. So, ito na, ano? Perpetual inventory system, debit and merchandise inventory, credit accounts, payable. How about pag periodic inventory system? Paano tayo magre-record ng purchase? Do we use merchandise inventory? No. What are we going to use? The purchase account. So, purchases. Debit, 85,000 pesos. Credit, the same. Accounts, payable. So, saan lang sila nagkaiba, class? Yung debit. Kasi, kapag ka perpetual inventory system, again, all the movements of the inventory would be debited and credited to the merchandise inventory account. Pero kapag periodic inventory system, kapag nag-increase ang inventory, pag bumili tayo, we don't use merchandise inventory account. We use purchases account. And what is this merchandise inventory account? This is an asset account. Pag purchases account, this is an expense account. Okay. O, malinaw na, di ba? That is just easy. Very easy. O, later, dagdagan natin ng terms. Yung payment terms na 2, 10, and 30. O, mamaya natin i-discuss yun. Isa-isa lang. Pati shipping point. Okay. So, ito, class, nag-purchase tayo without shipping terms. Yes? Walang shipping terms. Okay? Wala ding discount. Paano kung, sige, dagdagan natin. Lagyan natin ng trade discount. Okay. Trade discount with trade and or cash discount. So, dagdagan natin yung facts. Purchased merchandise. So, ito. Okay. Purchase merchandise worth 85,000 on account. Trade discount is, let's say, magkano ang discount? Haglit lang class, ha. Hanap ako ng magandang example para okay. So example, trade discount is 20% and 10%. And cash discount. And terms are 2, 10, and 30. O, dagdagan natin. 2, 10, 115, and 30. Yan. Sige. Kung tayo ay bibili, ha? Tayo si purchaser. Dinagdagan natin yung facts. Purchase merchandise worth 85,000 pesos on account, but the trade discount, so natin, purchase merchandise list price of, yan. Okay? Purchase merchandise with list price. Kasi pag sinabi natin worth, confusing na, yun na yung amount. Diba? So, yung list price, yan yung undiscounted price. Class, pagka may nakita ko yung what is list price, yan yung price niya before any trade discount. Okay? Okay. Purchase merchandise with list price of 85,000 account. Trade discount is 20% and 10%. And the terms are 2, 10, 115, and 30. Okay. Pag ganyan class, ano ba yung trade discount na sinasabi? Remember, trade discounts are used to reduce the list price to actual sales price, which may be due to volume transactions or for whatever reasons that the seller has deemed to be appropriate. Okay? Yung trade discount kasi yan yung tawad. Minsan kasi, binibigyan ka ni seller, o sige, marami ka bibilin, bigyan kita 20% discount or 10% discount. Okay. Minsan, isa lang yung makikita nyo na discount. Isa lang. Pero pag may nakita kayo class sa problem na ganyan, 20% and 10%, yan ay cumulative discounts. O, paano natin i-compute yan? Para ma-compute mo kung magkano talaga ang cost, 2 beses mo siya bibigyan ng discount. Okay, compute natin mamaya. Pero, ang tanong ko sa inyo muna, alin dito yung ibabawas natin sa cost of inventory? Pareho ba natin ibabawas? Itong si trade discount at saka itong o isa lang? O class, ito palang trade discount, ito yun. Yung discount or reduction sa list price. Itong terms na 2, 10, 1, 15, and 30, anong tawag dyan? That is the cash discount. That is an early payment discount. O, explain natin mamaya kung ano yan. Dito lang muna tayo sa trade discount. Pero ang tanong ko sa inyo na diniscuss natin kanina, what should be deducted in the cost of inventory? Trade discount or cash discount? Or both? Only the trade discount. Yun lang ang ibabawas natin sa 85,000 pesos. Itong 210, 115, hindi pa natin ibabawas yung discount dyan sa 85,000. Bakit? Tsaka lang yun mababawas pag nagbayad na. Diba? Kasi pag cash discount, these are the discounts given when paying at an earlier date than the due date. Okay? Itong 210 kasi na yan, 115 and 30. Yan yung cash discount. Yung N30, pag may nakikita ka na N30, ano ibig sabihin yan? The due date will be within 30 days from the date of purchase. So, kung ngayon ay, let's say November 1 ngayon, ang due date niya 30 days from date of purchase, the due date would be on December 1. Okay? Nakuha ba yun? N30, pwedeng N60, N45, N kung ano pa dyan. Depende sa credit terms. Hanggang kailan mo pwedeng bayaran? 30 days. Hanggang kailan mo pwedeng bayaran? 45 days. Or whatsoever. So, that is only the due date. How about the 210, 115, 120, ano pa yun? Kung ano pa yun, 2-10, 2/10, 115, ano pa yun? That is the early payment discount. Those are the discounts given for paying earlier than the due date. So, ito. Pag nakakita kayong 2-10/10, 1/15, the number here, the first number is the discount. So, that is actually 2% discount if you pay within 10 days from purchase. Yan. Yan yun. Or 15% discount if you pay within 15 days. Ano 15% discount? Mali. Hindi 15%, 1% lang. Sorry, mali ako. Ayan. Yan ang ibig sabihin nun. And, due date is 30 days from purchase. Okay. Yan ang ibig sabihin ng 210, 115, and 30. 2% discount if you pay within 10 days from purchase. 1% discount if you pay within 15 days from purchase. Due date is 30 days from purchase. Eh, kung example naman. Other examples. Eh, kung 3, 10, 220, 25 EOM. ay hindi, N25 EOM. Yan. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Oh. Pag may ganyan, ano ibig sabihin ng EOM? End of the month. O, ano kaya ang discount ito? 3% discount if you pay within 10 days. 2% discount if you pay within 20 days. And pay due date is within 25 days from end of the month. Or, palitan natin. Parang pangit yung example ko. Hindi pala ganito klase ang nakalagay. Ito, ganito. Mali. Okay? Gawin natin N30. Pag ang nakalagay dito ay 3-10 /10 EOM. Yan, dito palang EOM. /EOM. Yan. Okay? Ulit. So, pag may nakita kang EOM class, end of the month ang reckoning point ng discount. Okay? Dito sa taas, pag silent, pag walang nakalagay na EOM, the 2% discount, the days of early payment will reckon from the date of purchase. Kaya 2% discount if you pay within 10 days from purchase. Yun, silent siya eh. 1% discount if you pay within 15 days from purchase. Pero pag nakalagay dito, 3/10/EOM, 2/20/EOM, and then N30. Ano ibig sabihin yan? 3% discount if you pay within 10 days following the end of the month. Okay? Following the end of the month. Okay. And then, 2% discount if you pay within 20 days following the end of the month. Okay. Ganyan. Kaya EOM, hindi ka magsa-start magbilang from the date of purchase. Mag-start ka at the end of demand. So, if today is November, say today is November 15, kailan magsa-start yung 10 days following the end of the month? Eh di, December 10, ba? Pag nagbayad siya within December 10, kahit bago pa man mag-December 10, kaya nagbayad siya November 20, pasok pa siya sa 10 days. Kaya magbibigay tayo ng 3% discount. Okay? Paano kapag binili niya ay November 1, pero ganito yung terms. Nagbayad siya ng December 15. May discount pa ba siya? Yes, may discount. Ilang percent ang discount? 2%. Kasi nagbayad siya within 20 days following the end of the month. When is the end of the month? November 30. Kailan ng 20 days? Hanggang December 20. Hindi na siya pasok sa 3% discount kasi lagpas na siya ng 10 days. December 15 daw siya nagbayad. So, 2% discount na lang ang meron siya. And then, the due date is within 30 days. Within 30 days. From the end of the month. Okay. So, syempre, pag EOM na yan, 30 days would end at the end of the month. Diba? The 30 days would be after the end of the month. EOM. Kasi, alangan naman 30 days from date of purchase tapos may discount ka pa even after the end of the month, diba? It is logical that the due date would also be 30 days from the end of the month. Okay. So, examples lang to ha, other examples. But of course, we're going to use this discount. Okay? So, what would be the entry? Pagka ano yung entry natin dyan? What would be the entry? Ang hirap naman ng view nito. Hindi masyadong malaki. Gawin natin 140. 35. Yan. Kasi, okay. So, here, debit. Same lang naman, di ba? Merchandise, inventory. Okay? Credit, accounts, payable. Bakit wala pang discount? Wala pang discount. Huwag kang maglalagay ng discount. Di pa naman magbabayad eh. Oh. Debit lang merchandise inventory. Credit, accounts payable, ganun pa rin. Kaya lang, ang tanong kasi dyan, magkano mo ilalagay? Magkano mo ipapasok? 55,000 daw. Ilan ba dapat? May trade discount tayo, di ba? So, we have to reduce our list price. Our list price is 85%. 85,000. So, how do we compute? 85,000 ngayon times ilang percent yung unang discount? 20%. So, you get the 80%. Ganun ang shortcut. And then, times and then another percent, another discount, 10%. So, you get 90%. Ayan. So, ganyan ang pag-compute. You get the 80% first of the 85%. And then, you get the 90% after deducting the 20%. So, 85% times 80%, kasi meron tayong 20% na discount. And then, you multiply the product by 90% to reduce the 10% discount. Kasi yung long method niyan, ganito yan, class. 85,000 pesos minus 85,000 pesos times 20%. Yan ang long method. Kung gusto nyo ng long method. 85,000 pesos minus 85,000 pesos times 20% less 85,000 pesos less eto paano ba natin ito ilalagay sa formula ng ganito? Pangit yan, pangit. Ganito natin siya gagawin. Ganito natin papakita. Yung pababa. Okay. So, ganito siya ha. 85,000 pesos times 80%. Times 20%. Pangit. List price, ganito na lang class na. Sorry medyo magulo. List price, yan. Less 20%. Price after first discount. Then less 10%. You get your invoice price. Yan. Okay, so ang list price mo ay 85,000, diba? Ilan ang 20% ito? Times 20%. 17,000. So, 85,000 less 17,000. This is the price after the first discount. Less na naman daw, 10%. So, ilan ang 10% ito? Okay. So, 68,000 less 68. Yan yung invoice price. So, ganyan mag-compute. Okay? Ulit. From list price na 85,000 pesos, you get the 20% and you deduct it. You'll get your price after the first discount, 68,000 pesos. And then you get again the 10% discount of the discounted price. And that would be, again, deducted from the discounted price. So we get 6,800 as the 10%. And we'll get the invoice price of 61,200. O, yung shortcut na ito, mas madali ito, class. Tignan nyo, ha. 85,000 pesos times 80%. And, yung 80% ng 85,000 pesos, i-multiply nyo by 90%. Tignan nyo kung pareho lang. Ay, mali. Bakit ganito? Times 90. 90%. Oh, di pareho lang, di ba? Long method lang ito. Yan. Yan sinasabi ko sa inyong long method. Napakahaba. Ba't kailangan mo pang ganyan kung kaya mo naman i-shortcut? Iisipin mo lang. Diba? Kung 20% ang unang discount, edi kunin mo yung 80% at yun ang discountan mo, yun ang kunan mo ng 90%. Yun yung computan mo ng 90%. You'll get the same value. Okay? Shortcut ha? Tandaan niyo yan, class. Kasi mauubos yung oras niyo pag ganito-ganito pag gagawin ninyo. Kung may nakita ko yung discount dyan, you get the 80% of it. Because you will deduct 20%, right? And from that, you get the 90% of that. Kaya, na the 80% of 85,000 pesos times 90%. The same amount will be given. So, how much is the merchandise inventory? 61,200. Bakit hindi na natin kinumpute yung discounts, yung trade, yung cash discounts? Bakit? Plus, again, we will only consider that after paying. Hindi yan kasama sa computation ng cost of inventory. So, the same is true with periodic inventory system. Ang trade discount, walang entry yan. Hindi mo yan nilalagay sa entry. Wala, naka-net lang siya agad. You deduct that in the list price. So, what would be our entry pag periodic inventory system? Debit, purchases, credit, accounts payable. And how much is the amount? The same. Same lang ang computation. Walang pinagbago. Okay? 61,000. Then, 61,000. Okay. So, yan. Okay lang natin ito gagamitin. Itong mga 2%, 1%. Kailan gagamitin? Pag nagbayad na. Okay? Pag nagbayad within those days, then we have to account for the discount. Okay? So, are we good with the discount? Later natin i-account yung cash discount pag nagbayad na, ha? How about if there's freight? Sige, i-discuss na kaya natin yung cash discount para hindi bitin. Sige. Oh. Let's say, if sabihin natin na if we paid within 10 days, if we paid within 10 days from the date of purchase, diba? Sige, ganito muna. 210, 115, and 30. Diba? Yan yung cash discount. Okay. If we pay within 10 days, or if we paid within 10 days from the date of purchase, what is the entry? Okay. What is the entry? Pag periodic inventory system class, pag perpetual inventory system, ano ang entry? Ang entry lang class ay debit, accounts payable, di ba? Tatanggalin mo yung accounts payable mo kanina. You remove the accounts payable. How much is our accounts payable? 61,200. Babayaran na natin eh. Pero, magkano yung binayad natin? We only paid how much? Discounted price, di ba? We only paid 98% of the 61,200 because what do you call the 2%? That is the purchase discount. Okay? So kung ano yung ano yung gusto mong unahin? Sure ka ba kung magkano yung cash na, na ibabayad mo? E di, mag-credit ka na agad ng cash. Kung mas sure ka, kung ayaw mo mag-isip mo na masyado, magkano kaya binayad ko? Meron daw akong 2% discount eh. So, you get the 98%, diba? Pag nagkukuha kayo ng mga percentage class, diretso na kayo sa sa 90. Yung bang discounted percentage or the net percentage. Wag na yung mahirap kasi yung ganito mo pa. 61,200 less 61,200 times 2%. Matagal yun. Ganon din yun. Ang gawin mo na lang, 2% na yung discount. Eh, di ko may 98%. Yan. 98%. Oh, yan lang daw yung cash na binigay. Ano naman yung natira? But may difference. Yung difference, of course, is the 2% discount. And how do you account that? You will credit purchase discount? No. What will you credit? Merchandise inventory. Okay? Credit merchandise inventory. Bakit? Kasi nga, 'di ba? Anything na makakaapekto sa ating merchandise will be credited or debited to the merchandise inventory account. Okay? Hindi na yan kasama sa cost ni merchandise inventory. May discount pala tayo 2% discount. Edi, tanggalin mo yun sa merchandise inventory mo. Ang merchandise inventory mo lang talaga ay magkano? 59,976. Kasi yun lang naman yung binayaran mo. Okay? Okay. Pero paano kapag sinasabi naman, pero kapag periodic inventory system naman, what would be your entry? Debit, the same. Pag debit the same ang debit for accounts payable. Debit, accounts payable. Kasi tatanggalin mo na yung accounts payable mo Debit accounts payable. Kasi magbabayad ka na. Magkano? 61,000 pesos? Tanggalin mo. Kasi hindi mo na yan babayaran. Diba? Pero magkano binayaran mo again? Credit cash. Magkano lang binayaran mo? 98%, diba? Kasi may discount ka. 59,976. Paano may record yung discount mo? Merchandise inventory ba? No. Periodic inventory system tayo. We do not use merchandise inventory. What would be our credit? Credit to purchase discounts. Lagyan natin purchase discounts and allowances. Yan. Pag sinabi sa problem, you use this account, purchase discount and allowances. Pinagsasama na kasi yan Ayan. Okay. Credit, purchase discounts and allowances. How much? 2% ni 61,200. Okay. And what do you call this account? That is a contra purchase account. This will deduct or reduce our amount of purchases. Okay? So, nakita niyo yung difference? Same lang na debit to accounts payable. Bakit? Tatanggalin mo yung accounts payable mo. Ibabayaran mo na nga, di ba? Tatanggalin mo na yung liability. And then, credit cash, of course, the same. Bakit? Same lang naman magbabayad ka ng cash kahit anong inventory system pa yan And the discounted amount, syempre, pareho lang. But, what is the difference? The difference is between the difference is in recording the amount of discount. Pag perpetual inventory system, ang discount mo nakakredit saan? Merchandise inventory. Kasi, kabawasan yan sa cost ni inventory. Konti na lang binayad mo, may discount ka Pero kapag periodic inventory system, hindi tayo gumagamit ng merchandise inventory account. Ano yung gamitin natin? Purchase discounts and allowances. And that would be a contra purchase account, which means that we will deduct this amount to the purchases from the purchases amount. Okay? And again, we do not record pala the trade discount. Automatically, it is deducted from the list price. No need of recording it in the accounting books. Okay? O, paano naman kung if we paid within 15 days, ilan discount? Para lang ma-master nyo. If we paid within 15 days from the date of purchase, what is the entry? The entry is debit. This is the same. Accounts payable. Kopyahin natin. Ganun pa din. Debit accounts payable, 61,200. Credit, pero magkano yung amount? Magkano discount? 1% na lang. 15% eh. Diba? Edi, magkano babayaran? 99%. Tama? And then, how much is the discount or reduction to the merchandise inventory? 1%. Okay. Ganyan. Pero ng paglaman dito sa periodic inventory system, ganun din. Palitan lang natin yung amount. Accounts payable, 61,200. Cash, 99%. And the purchase discount, 1% of the accounts payable. Okay. Yan. Naintindihan? So, ano pa yung mga kailangan tandaan sa discounts? Pag-purchase discount. Yan, tignan natin kung ano pa yung mga kailangan natin i-discuss pag-purchase discount. Okay. Remember that cash purchases are recorded by a debit to purchase and credit to cash. O, paano kapag cash naman pala? Hindi pala tayo gumawa nun, no? Singit natin dito. Paano pag cash? Daya naman, puro on account. Hindi, lagyan natin dito. Lagyan natin ng kulay yung mga entries para hindi nakakalito. Okay, gawin natin blue. Sakit sa mata. Pangit. Ang arte ko naman. Yan lang natin na. Ano ba yan? Para lang madaling makita pa. Pink. Sakit sa mata, yaman na. Black na lang. Diba yan? Okay. Ayan. Paano naman kung cash? Kasi puro lang accounts. Puro lang on account. Di sabihin natin, purchased, merchandise, number 1, number 2, then this one, number 3, okay. Sabihin natin, purchase merchandise worth by paying cash. Okay. Purchase merchandise worth 85,000 by paying cash. What is the entry? Pag perpetual inventory system, nag-increase inventory, merchandise inventory, credit, o debit, 85,000 pesos. Same. Credit, cash. So, instead of accounts payable, cash naman. Ganun lang siya kasimple. Pag periodic inventory system, ganun din. Debit, hindi merchandise inventory, debit, purchases. And then credit, cash. Okay. Yan. Gusto ko lang pakita paano pag cash. Kasi sa book, puro kasi on account. Okay? natin na color. Yan lang ko na. Yan na. Light color. Ay, ito na. Pangit. Namarunong. Ito ay natin ganito. Ayan, dami ng kulay. Ito naman para madali nyo makita yung kulay. Ay, yung entries. Diba? Kaya mahirapan. Pink at blue. Napakamakulay naman. Ito lang kaya ay green. Yan, green lang. Okay. Para madali ma-distinguish yung entry. Para madaling makita. So, again, yan yung entries pag nag-purchase. Ito naman yung entries pag nagkaroon ng purchase discounts upon payment. Because, pag purchase discount, pagka trade discount, it is not recorded. Yung discount, ano lang, diretso nakanet na sa inventory at saka sa purchase. Ano lang ang nire-recognize na discount or nire-record na discount? Cash discounts or the discounts which are given at the time of payment. Early payment discount. And of course, syempre, class, of course na, syempre pa. And of course, if it is paid after these days, after 10 days, or after 15 days, ano mangyayari? E di, wala nang discount. Sabihin natin, if paid after 15 days outside the discount period but within 30 days, what is the entry? The debit accounts payable. Debit accounts payable 61,000. Credit cash 61,200. O, ano napansin nyo? Wala nang discount. Bakit? After 15 days lang yung credit term mo, kailan lang may discount? 2% discount if paid within 10 days, 1% discount if paid within 15 days. Nagbayad na tayo after 15 days, so there is no more discount. Okay? So, the same here with periodic inventory system. Lagyan natin ito ng view, data, review, layout, freeze frames. Okay. So, ano yung magiging entry dito? Ganun din. Debit accounts payable, credit cash, but the amount would be 61,200. Wala nang discount. 61,200. No more discount because it is paid outside the discount period. Okay? What else do we have to remember? Cash purchases are recorded by a debit to purchases and a credit to cash. For credit purchases, each transaction should be reported by a purchase invoice. O remember purchase invoice. Kaya sa trade discount, hindi na natin nire-record yung discount. Bakit? Kasi itong amount na discounted na to after the trade discounts, ito nilalabas sa invoice natin, sa purchase invoice. And remember, what is the basis of our recording? It is always based on the supporting documents, which is the purchase invoice. Kaya kung ano yung nakalagay sa purchase invoice, yun na ang i-record natin as cost of the inventory. Ayan. So, yan ang ating discounts. Okay. How about purchase returns? So with trade discount and or cash discount. Oh, another transaction. So number 4, number 5 entry, number 6 entry, number 7. Scenario naman, ano ba tayo ng scenario? If later natin discuss class yung yung accounting for purchase discounts, di ba? We have different methods. We have gross price method, net price method, and allowance method. Later natin discuss yun kasi hindi naman siya laging applicable in this basic accounting. So we'll just discuss that at the end of the lesson. Ang discussion natin ay purchase discount. At tapos class dito remember? Ganyan. Kailangan tingnan nyo din yung date. So let us assume na lang dito. So let us assume, just for the sake of example, let us assume that the goods were purchased on November 1, 2020 and paid on November 8, 2020. Lagyan natin November 10, 2020 para medyo nakakalito. So, pasok pa ba? Yes, pasok pa. Kaya nga tayo nag-discount eh. Bakit ma'am pasok pa? November 10 na. Remember, when counting for the period, include the first day, exclude the first day, include the last day. Okay, so kailan magsa-start ang bilang? November 2. November 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ang last day ng 10-day period of discount for 2% is November 11. Kaya pag nagbayad din November 10 on November 10, pasok pa rin siya sa 2% discount. Okay. So let us assume naman dito sa baba, paid within 15 days, that we paid on November 12, 2020. So, pasok pa siya sa 15-day period but already outside the 10-day period. Kaya ang discount niya na ngayon ay 1%. Okay? Pagka, let us assume that we paid on November 16, 17. Let us assume that we paid on November 17, 2020. So, pasok po ba sa 15-day period? Hindi na. Lagpas na. Wala ka na ngayong discount. Kaya, ito na yung entry. Okay? How about purchase returns naman? Okay. Now, remember pag trade discount, hindi yan nire-record. Diretso yan, nakanet yan sa merchandise inventory tsaka sa purchases. Ano lang ang nire-record mo na discount? Either as deduction sa merchandise inventory or deduction sa purchases in the form of purchase discounts and allowances. Yung cash discounts only or early payment discounts. Okay. So, let's account now for purchase returns. With purchase returns. Okay. And then mamaya, lagyan natin ng shipping terms. Pag purchase return, sabihin natin na, di ba 85,000 pesos? Kasi gawa na lang tayo ng example. So, example, on November 5, Mr. X purchased 90,000 worth of inventories. However, on November 6, 8 na lang. After 2 days, na-discover niya may defect. 10% worth of inventories were defective. Prepare. Huwag na natin lagyan ng prepare. Kasi magpre-prepare naman talaga tayo ng journal entry. Okay. Meron naman ito po. Okay. So what would be our entry? Entry first upon purchasing is debit. Okay, sige, paano naman kung... huwag na natin lagyan ng cash or accounts payable. Lagyan na lang natin ng or. Okay? So, what would be our entry upon purchase? Debit. Pag perpetual inventory system, debit merchandise inventory. Okay? Credit. 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 Cash or accounts payable. Okay. How much? 90,000 pesos. 90,000 pesos. How about dito sa kabila? Periodic inventory system. Debit, purchases, credit, cash, or accounts payable. Okay. 90,000 pesos. 90,000 pesos. Okay. That is the entry. Now, upon return, what is the entry? Entry upon purchase. Ito, di ba? What is the entry upon return? Bigyan natin ng mahabang line. Right. Okay. So, andito na tayo with purchase returns. No November 5 bumili tayo, 90,000 pesos. So, this is the entry. Perpetual inventory system. We use merchandise inventory. Debit merchandise inventory. Credit. Cash or accounts payable. Periodic inventory system. We use purchases account. So, debit purchases. Credit. Cash or accounts payable. Okay? Malinaw ba? Yun lang naman difference eh. Merchandise inventory, kapag perpetual, periodic, we use purchases. How about my purchase returns daw? Anong nangyayari dyan? Mababawasan ngayon yung ating inventory. Bakit? Magbabalik tayo kay seller. So, what is the entry? What's the entry? Debit. Kung di ka pa sure sa debit, alam mo na mababawasan yung merchandise inventory mo, di mag-credit ka ng merchandise inventory for perpetual. And of course, ano yung mag-debit mo? Kasi magbabalik ka, mababa-refund din sa'yo yung cash. And mababawasan din yung accounts payable. Okay? Upon return, debit, cash, mare-refund sa'yo, or mababawasan yung accounts payable mo. Diba? Okay? Magkano daw? 10,000 pesos. Okay. 10,000 pesos. And, what is your credit? Bawasan mo yung merchandise inventory mo. Ibabalik mo na po Kaya, bawas na. Credit, merchandise inventory. 10,000 pesos. To record the return. Bigyan na natin ng mga description para hindi kayo nalilito. So, yung una, ito, to record the purchase on account. Masyado. Then, to record the purchase on cash. Then, to record the purchase after deducting trade discount. Tama? Or after trade discount. Okay? Hindi na naman cash siya. Kikita niyo pa ba? Okay. Ito naman. To record the purchase. To record payment after cash discount or with cash discount. Okay. Then, lagyan natin na New Year na ba? With 2% discount. Okay. Ito naman 1% cash discount. Then, after the discount period. Okay. Yan. Ito naman, to record the purchase. Okay, yun lang. Ano ba yun? Nakakatakot. Delete. Okay. So, ito naman, to record the purchase returns. Okay. To record the purchase returns. Okay. So, dito. Okay. So, ano yung entry dito? Pagka-periodic inventory system. Diba? Pag perpetual inventory system. Pag nag-record ka ng purchase returns, debit, cash, because there's a refund of cash if you paid it in cash. Pero pagka accounts payable naman, debit accounts payable because mababawasan na yung babayaran mo sa kanila kasi nagbalik ka nga ng inventory. Diba? Debit, cash, or accounts payable. And credit, of course, when you return, mababawasan yung merchandise inventory mo in your possession. So, credit, merchandise inventory. How about if periodic inventory system? What will we do? Debit, same ang debit, cash, or accounts payable. But, what is the credit? 10,000. Credit would be, ano yung magkaka-merchandise inventory ka ba dito? Wala. Always and always, pag periodic inventory system, we're not using the merchandise inventory account. What are we going to use? Purchase returns and allowances. Okay. Purchase returns and allowances. So, yan yung entry. Okay? Cash or accounts payable, 10,000 pesos. Purchase returns and allowances, 10,000 pesos. And again, these purchase returns and allowances are the same with the purchase discounts and allowances. Anong tawag dyan? Contra purchase account. So, in determining the amount of net purchases at the end of the period, you will get you will get the net purchases by deducting these purchase discounts and allowances and purchase returns and allowances from the purchases. So purchases less purchase discounts and allowances less purchase returns and allowances is equal to net purchases or cost of goods purchased. Okay. Ngayon, class, meron tayong kasing tinatawag na debit memo or credit memo. Pag nag-return kasi, yan yung memorandum na binibigay. Sino nagbibigay ng debit memo? Si debtor. O, lagi yung tatandaan ha? Debtor. Pag purchases, debit memo ang ini-issue. Pag sales returns, credit memo ang issue. Pag debit memo, sino nag-i-issue? Si purchaser, si debtor. Siya yung may utang, di ba? Debit. Di na lang tandaan nyo para hindi kayo malito. Debit memo. Sino kaya nag-i-issue ng debit memo? Debtor. So, sino si debtor? Si purchaser. Ano yung debit memo na yan? That is a memorandum or a notice given to the seller that, hey, seller, I've already debited in my account the accounts payable pertaining to the merchandise that I will return to you. Yun, debit memo. Anong sinasabi niya? Oh, seller, dinebit ko na sa account ko yung accounts payable kasi nagbalik ako sa iyo ha. Bawasan mo yung accounts payable ko, accounts receivable mo sa akin. Binawasan ko na accounts payable ko sa akin. Dinebit ko na. Yun lang ibig sabihin ng debit memo. It is a notice or memorandum saying that you have debited an accounts payable pertaining to the merchandise inventory that you have returned. Okay? Yan yung document na ini-issue ni purchaser to the supplier. So, the purchase return or allowance is formalized after the seller approves the return or allowance and issues a credit memorandum to the purchaser. Okay? Si seller naman, ano ang ini-issue niya in return? Di ba si debtor, si debtor or si purchaser, ang ini-issue ay debit memo. Pag naman ikaw si seller, ano i-issue mo kay purchaser to confirm the return? You will issue credit memo. Okay? Pag debtor or purchaser, debit memo ni issue niya. Si seller naman, sabi niya, oh sige na nga, tinatanggap ko na nga yung return mo. Oh, sige, mag-i-issue ako ng credit memo. What is credit memo? The seller informs the purchaser by way of memorandum that the seller has credited an amount of accounts receivable pertaining to the purchase. So, kung sinasabi ni purchaser, oh, dinebit ko na yung accounts payable ko, binawasan ko yung accounts payable ko sa iyo kasi nag-return ako Sabi naman ni seller, oh sige, tinatanggap ko yung sales returns. Kaya mag-issue ako sa yung credit memo. Nag-credit na din ako sa accounts receivable mo. Nabawasan ko na yung accounts receivable ko sa iyo. Okay? Kaya credit memo. And why is the purchases account not directly reduced? Okay, puntahan na natin ito. Dito tayo. Yan. Accounting for purchase returns, again, debit memo issued by the purchaser, credit memo issued by the seller. Okay? O why not directly reduce the purchases account for returns? Diba naalala nyo? Pagka nag-return tayo, tsaka nagkaroon ng discount, hindi natin binabawasan si purchases, hindi tayo nag-credit purchases. Anong credit natin? Purchase returns and allowances and purchase discounts. This is contra account. It represents a reduction in the cost of goods purchased. This contra account is used instead of crediting purchases in order to disclose both the amount of returns and allowances and the percentage of gross purchases that have proven to be unsatisfactory. Excessive purchase returns and allowances may indicate inefficiencies in a company's purchasing procedures or the need to find more reliable suppliers. So yun sinasabi ko sa inyo class na it is for monitoring purposes so that they can monitor how many are being returned, how many of the purchases are being returned, so that they can analyze properly whether they need to change a supplier or do they need to strengthen their purchasing policies their policies or controls surrounding the purchase of inventories. Okay. About purchase discount, di ba kanina na-discuss na natin yan? Purchase discounts are the sales discounts previously okay. Okay, like a sales discount, a purchase discount, ang bilis ko naman kasi magsalita. Like a sales discount, a purchase discount is based on the invoice cost less returns and allowances. Okay. So, yung purchase discount, saan naka-base yung class? Doon sa discounted price na ng trade discount. Diba? Yung sinasabi natin, based on the invoice. Kaya ito, tingnan mo. Yung purchase discount natin, ito yung discount natin, yung cash discount natin, naka-base na dito sa 61,200. Naalala nyo kanina? Hindi sa 85,000 pesos. Yun yung gusto niyang sabihin. We base the cash discount on the invoice price after deducting the trade discount. Okay? Ano pa? Ano pang sabi? That we have to mention. Accounting for purchase discounts. This purchase discount is used to record. So, yung ginawa natin kanina na method, that is gross price method. Bakit gross price method? Because first, we record the purchase at gross. Tingnan nyo. Hindi natin, di ba, kanina, meron tayong cash discount, initial recording, hindi muna natin ni-record si cash discount or purchase discount. At gross natin siya nilagay. Sorry, hindi dyan. Dito pala. At gross natin siya ni-record. Kailan lang natin ni-record yung discount? Upon payment. Kaya anong tawag na method dito? This is gross method. Okay? Gross price method. Ayan. Ganito din siya. Gross price method. The accounts payable and the purchases are recorded at gross. Purchase discounts are recorded only when taken. So, we only recorded the purchase discounts and allowances after taking them. But initially, we recorded the purchases and the inventory at gross. Yun yung gross method. Okay? Okay, na-discuss na natin yan. Net price method, okay. Ano lang natin dito, i-distinguish lang. Pag net price method, purchases and accounts payable are recorded at net of discounts offered. So, ibig sabihin, the purchase discounts lost account is used to record the purchase discounts which have been forfeited. So, kung saan ang net price method yan, at the outset, tinatanggal na natin we record the purchases net of the expected cash discount. And then, after that, mamaya na lang natin i-discuss, no, para dire-diretso lang tayo. Theoretical lang ito. Pag hindi natin na-avail yung discount, such as when we paid after the discount period, then we only record the purchase discounts forfeited. Okay, or purchase discounts lost. Pag allowance method naman, purchases are recorded at net and accounts payable at gross. Tapos, nagkakaroon lang tayo ng allowance. We record allowance for discounts at the end of the period as an adjusting entry in order to anticipate the forfeiture of the discount. Kung hindi natin mababayaran within the discount period. So, sige. Mamaya na lang natin ito i-discuss, ha? Sa huli para hindi kayo malilito. Okay. Do you want us to discuss this now? Tingnan ko nga yung discussion ni Sir. Kung diniscuss ba ni Sir yung allowance method. Okay, so diniscuss pala ano? Sige. O, ito na lang sundan natin. Okay. Okay. So, purchase discounts. Balikan natin to. Para review. Trade discounts are offered by sellers to encourage sales. For example, when a department store offers a 70% sale, customers are stirred to purchase goods because of the savings. Yan yung trade discounts. Yan yung mga tawad. Diba? On the other hand, cash discounts are offered to encourage prompt payment or early payment. Okay? Yun yung may ganito. 210, 115, and 30, and etc. Again, trade discount is deducted from the list price to arrive at the invoice price, which is the basis in recording the accounts payable. Now, how are you going to get the cash payment or account payable? Diba? Na-discuss na natin kayo na list price less trade discount, and then the invoice price, and then ang basis ng cash discount is the invoice price. Okay. Kagaya nung ito. Diba? Ito yung invoice price. Dito natin binis yung 2% discount dito sa invoice price. Basta lagi ang cash discount based on the invoice price. Okay. Well, let's go back so that we will not miss anything. And then, we've already discussed this. Method for accounting of cash discount. So, we have 3 methods actually. We have gross method, net method, and allowance method. But here in the discussion, I think they only discussed net method and gross method. Gross method, yun yung lagi natin ginagawa. How do we use this? We record the purchases and the merchandise inventory at gross. So, hindi mo natin dinidiscountan. Kung magkano natin siya binili, okay, debit purchases or debit merchandise inventory, credit accounts payable. Kailan lang natin binabawas yung discount upon payment. O, kagaya yan. Diba? Nung nagbayad na, debit accounts payable, credit purchase discount, credit cash. Kung sana ito ay perpetual inventory system, anong entry? Debit accounts payable, credit merchandise inventory, credit cash. Ito yung accounts payable mo sana, pero dahil may discount ka, 7,200 dahil yan yung ilang percent? 2%. 2%. And then, cash. Ito na lang ang binayaran mo kasi may discount ka. But, if the payment is beyond the discount period, wala kang i-record na purchase discount. Debit accounts payable, credit, cash. The same entry for the perpetual inventory system. Okay? Okay. So, ano naman itong sinasabi dito? If the account is paid after the end of the reporting period, but within the net discount period, si January 3, kunwari, ang discount period ay hanggang January 15. Nagbayad daw siya January, hindi. Kunwari, ang discount period is hanggang before January, kailan ba ito binili? We bought daw on December 20, 2018. Kailan ang discount period? We have 3/15. Okay? So, we have 15 days to pay. Kailan yon? 15 days from December 20, that would be January 15. January 14, kasi 31 days pala dito. So, may January 14. Okay? January 3 daw nagbayad. So, nung nagbayad siya noong January 3, and ito yung entry, di ba? Debit accounts payable, credit purchase discounts, credit cash. Pero, ang purchases mo ay nakarecord during 2018. Ito, entry mo ito during 2019. So, pag nag-compute ka ng net purchases mo, walang kabangga si purchase discount na purchases. Kasi, nakarecord si purchases noong 2018, nag-record ka ng purchase discount on 2019. Kaya, ang sinasabi niya, An adjusting entry is necessary to match the discount with the purchases. This entry is dated as of the end of the reporting period, although it is not necessarily prepared on the said date. The said adjusting entry is reversed at the beginning of the following year, so that the entry to record the payment is made in the usual manner. So ito allowance method. Ito, tatlo pala diniscuss dito sa sa book. Sa allowance method, kailan ba ito ginagamit? Kapag ka nag-overlap class, yung date of purchase at saka yung date of payment or taking up of discount. So, here. Kailan tayo bumili? December 20. Pero mag-i-end na yung year. December 31, 2018, kailangan natin mag-recognize ng allowance for discount. We are anticipating that the discount will be taken. Kaya debit allowance for discount, credit purchase discount. Itong allowance for discount na ito class ay contra account for the accounts payable. Okay? Contra account for the accounts payable, itong allowance for discount. Itong purchase discount naman, of course, this is the contra account for purchases. Dahil ito ay allowance lang na entry, nire-reverse mo ito at the beginning of the year. So, paano mo i-reverse? E di, baliktarin mo lang yung entry. Debit purchase discount, credit allowance for discount. So, again, what is the entry at the end of the year? Adjusting entry, we prepare allowance for discount. Allowance. Ano yung entry for allowance for discount? E di, computein mo kung ilan yung ini-estimate mo or if foresee mo na iti-take mo na discount. That is the 3% of 240,000 pesos. 3% ba yun or 2%? Debit allowance for discount, credit purchase discount. Pero at the beginning of next year, you have to reverse it. Para pag nag-entry ka at the time that you really have taken up the discount, yung normal na entry pa rin ang gagawin mo. Debit accounts payable, credit purchase discount, credit cash. So, yun lang yung allowance method. Gusto lang yung sabihin na pag nag-overlap yung date of purchase at saka yung new accounting period doon sa date of payment or date of taking up the discount, then at the end of the year, you have to recognize an allowance for discount in anticipation of the discount that you're going to take para ma-minus na agad yung purchase discount doon sa purchases during that year. Kasi kung magbabayad ka naman talaga within the discount period, di bawas dapat yung cost mo or bawas dapat yung cost of inventory mo. Para lang properly malaman kung ilan ba talaga yung purchases mo, net purchases mo for the year. But next year, you have to reverse that entry. Okay? You reverse that entry at the beginning of the year, and then at the time of taking up that discount, then you prepare the same entry, the normal entry. Or how about the net method? On the other hand, using net method, purchases and accounts payable are recorded at invoice price, net of the related discount. If the related accounts payable is not paid within the discount period, an account purchase discount loss is debited for the discount forfeited. O how do we entry? Ibig sabihin, class, initially, nakabawas na yung purchase discount or yung cash discount natin. Pero pag hindi natin na-take up yun or hindi tayo nagbayad within the discount period, we have to prepare an entry recognizing for the purchase discount loss. O, sige. Entry tayo. O, at the time of, on December 12, 2018, nag-purchase daw tayo amounted to 232,800. Bakit 232,800 na lang? Diba dapat 240,000 yan? Kasi, ni-net na natin class yung cash discount. Diba? 240,000 pesos. Ilan yung cash discount? Ilan ba itong 7.2? 3% ni 24. 3% ni 240,000 is 7,200. Yan yung cash discount. Diba? Ngayon, dahil net method tayo, in-anticipate na natin na kukunin natin yung discount or magbabayad tayo within the discount period. Kaya, ang entry Debit purchases at net 232,800. Credit accounts payable 232,800. Kung nagbayad sana talaga tayo, edi walang problema. Hindi na natin i-recognize yung purchase discount. Nakanet na eh. Kaya debit, accounts payable, credit, cash. Okay? Paano kung hindi talaga nagbayad? Hindi pala tayo nagbayad within the discount period. Anong mangyayari doon sa net natin? So, magde-debit tayo ngayon ng purchase discount loss. And this is a loss. Debit purchase discount lost equal to the amount of the discount and credit account payable. Ibabalik natin yung accounts payable. Kasi 7,200, tinanggal mo na doon sa accounts payable kanina. Lumagpas na yung discount period, ibig sabihin, babayaran mo na ng buo. Kaya ibalik mo. Credit accounts payable, and then in debit mo, purchase discount loss. And this is a loss. Okay? And then at the time of payment, dahil lagpas-lagpas ka na sa cash discount period, then you have to pay for the entire amount. Debit accounts payable 240,000 pesos, credit cash 240,000 pesos. Okay? If the account is paid after the end of the reporting period but within the discount period, say January 3, 2019, no adjusting journal entry is necessary. Okay. So, naintindihan ba yun, class? That is for the purchase discount. So, ito pa pala. Meron pa tayo. Purchase returns and allowances. The account purchase return and allowances, same with purchase discount, is a contra-purchase account. Gaya ng kanina, purchase discount. Purchase returns and allowances is also contra-purchase account, which is used to record the reduction in the purchases during the period by virtue of a purchase return or purchase allowance. This account is credited if, during the period, the buyer ships back to the seller, may binabalik tayo kay seller na mga hindi naman quality goods or mga maling deliver. Okay, so meron tayong debit memorandum. Sino nag-i-issue ng debit memorandum? Si purchaser. At ano naman ini-issue ng supplier in return? Credit memorandum. Okay, so we have already discussed that. So now, how do we compute for net purchases? Okay, mamaya discuss natin yan. Pero sige, daanan na lang natin. So, purchases, how do you get your net purchases or cost of goods purchased? Purchases plus freight in, less purchase discount, less purchase returns and allowances, you'll get your net purchases or cost of goods purchased. Again, purchases plus freight in, ito yung cost of goods directly related to bringing the goods in the current location. Yan yung transportation cost and all other costs. And then, less purchase discounts, less purchase returns and allowances, you'll get net purchases. Okay, so next would be, we will discuss the freight or the shipping terms. Para dire-diretso yung discussion natin. Okay? So, yan, ha? So, next natin di-discuss yung shipping terms. Okay, thank you.